30 years of Roxette. We have a lot to talk about. But first, I have to get something off my chest. I've been dying to tell you this. You are the reason, Per. I've been paying too much for my car insurance my whole life. Can you guess why?
Tell me, please.
It has got something to do with Joyride, of course. I was 19 years old and I went to the car insurance company because I just bought my first car. And he gave me the talk like young drivers are more likely to cause accidents, so it will be very expensive for you. But you seem like a very, very nice young lady. Maybe we can make a good deal, that sort of thing. So the insurance guy opens up his computer, says, "Oh, you're already in our system. Is your name still, your address correct, blah, blah." And then he goes, "Is your email address still beajoyrider@hotmail.com?"
That's amazing.
And I was like, yeah, it is, but it hasn't got anything to do with driving irresponsibly, sir. It's just because I love Roxette so much. And he didn't buy it. So thank you.
Well, it's a great story. It is. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was wondering, I never thought about what be a joyrider actually means until that point.
I didn't know either. No, I read this interview with Paul McCartney, and he said writing songs with John Lennon was like being on a long joyride. And for me, it just felt like, wow, being a Beatle fan, I always wanted John and Paul to be good friends, right? So I felt like being on a joyride was just like a positive thing. But then I realized that going on a joyride is like stealing a car, driving away and leaving the car and crashing it, maybe, So joyride can mean different things. But for me, it was just a positive thing, just like you thought. But that's funny, yeah. But it's a great phrase, though. Come on, join the joyride.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's young and it's energetic and it's positive.
And it's like, to me, it sounded like a slogan, be part of our fun Roxette universe.
Absolutely.
That was what it meant to me. But then back in the days when I was 9 years old and I listened to Roxette a lot, I didn't have a television at home. YouTube wasn't a thing, so I hadn't seen the video clips. But then in hindsight, I thought maybe that car insurance guy was right, because you're posing on a very fast car in the video clip.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, that's the way it goes. Those were the days.
Those were the days, indeed. Yeah. Did you know that Joyride is your only #1 hit record in Belgium?
No, I didn't know that.
No, to me, I was kind of surprised.
I'm so disappointed. No, I'm just kidding.
Disappointed. Yeah, but I was disappointed in us, in Belgians, because I thought, okay, Joyride is a great song, but is it to you your best song, your #1 Roxette song?
No, it's hard to say. I mean, when I look back on those, for me, when I look back at my career, I've been in the music industry since 1979. I got my first recording deal. It's a very long time ago. And the Roxette heydays were like 1988 to 1995, when we constantly toured the world and did albums. So for me, looking back on Listen to Your Heart, or It Must Have Been Love, or The Look, or Dress for Success, all those songs, Joyride, Fading Like a Flower, they're all my little kids. I just cherish them, and I'm very proud of them. And Joyride was, that particular song was, of course, a very important song, because that was the follow-up to this huge success with Look Sharp and It Must Have Been Love, the Pretty Woman thing. So there was a kind of a big pressure, especially on me as being the writer, to deliver another hit record. So Joyride is a little special. That's got a little special touch to it, and I think it's. I always tell Clarence Overman, our producer at the time, that I'm not really fond of the production of the song. I think it goes a little too slow, and I think it's a little meaty in the production. I think it should be a little bit more easygoing. But otherwise, I think it's a great pop song, and it's not a formula written song. It's got lots of all these weird parts. I take you on the sky, right? It's like this boogie thing in the middle of everything. And it's just, it's kind of strange song. So, but I'm really surprised that it became such a big hit, especially in the States.
Yeah, absolutely. You just said it. It hasn't got a formula, but somehow I believe that somewhere in a drawer at your home or in a safe in the bank, you have a piece of paper with written on it the formula for the perfect pop song, because you hit the bar every time. How do you do that?
Well, I wish I had. No, I don't wish I had that formula, because I don't believe in formulas. I think when you write pop music or music in general, I think you have to follow your instincts and your taste. And I always try to, as soon as I try to, that's where I guess I have a problem writing with other people, because if you sit down, a lot of people trying to, you know, create something together at the same time, it's really hard for me to do it. I need to do sort of just see what happens, and then it's collect things and I listen to it back, and I rework it and I re-edit it, and then suddenly something just sticks. Uh, Sometimes it works, most of the time it doesn't work. But I guess I've been very lucky and blessed with that sort of gift. I don't know how it works really.
Mm-hmm.
I try to stay away from formulas, though. It's especially these days when most people who work in the pop top 40 side of the music industry tend to write the songs on laptops, and it's very easy to get stuck in the same sort of frame of 4 beats like this, or 4 bars like that, and same chord structures and everything. I try to avoid that. I think it's easier for my generation in a way, because we were raised to play a real instrument. We know all these weird chords on guitars or on the piano. If you're just raised on making music on a computer, it's really hard to know what's going on musically.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, maybe I'm getting old.
No, you're not. But you enjoy singing up-tempo songs more, I think, because ballads, that was always all about Marie.
Yeah, the reason for that is basically that everything I wrote for Roxette was written for Marie, just to begin with. I mean, even the look was written for Marie. It was called He's Got the Look to begin with when I did my demo. So the idea with Roxette was, the fundamental idea with Roxette, that I was a writer and Marie was the singer. But eventually I wound up singing a couple of songs here and there. But
not just a couple of songs. Joyride, your only #1 hit record in Belgium, was sung by you. Do you think that has got anything to do with it?
Yeah, maybe. I always had a pretty lousy self-confidence when it came to my voice. And I was singing in the band I had before Roxette. I was the lead singer, but I never really felt comfortable with my voice. But there is something in my voice that sort of sticks out a bit in the crowd, and so maybe that was one of the reasons why the look in Joyride worked. But when I started working with Marie, I just felt that she was such a brilliant and amazing singer, so she could actually make my songs even better. Songs like Queen of Rain or It Must Be My Love or Listen to Your Heart, all those songs, she made them her own, and she made them so much better than they actually were. If you listen to my demos, I released a lot of demos over the years. If you listen to the demos of Listen to Your Heart or Spending My Time, they're okay songs, but when Marie starts to sing them, they're amazing. So she was just it was a blessing or a treat to work with her.
Yes.
So, for a writer's point of view, it was just a dream come true, actually.
Mm-hmm. The Joyride tour was a big tour, and I read that you went on tour with a Belgian band as a support act. Do you remember who?
Clouseau, yeah, sure.
Yeah, Clouseau. Have you listened to their music lately? Because back in the days they were singing in English. Now they switched to Dutch.
Okay, no, I haven't. But I know the guy who was singing. I can't remember his name. He was like driving the Paris-Dakar rally or something.
Yes, Koen Wouters. Yes, yeah. He's also a Formula One pilot, indeed.
Yeah. Okay, so cool. Yeah, they were great guys. Yeah, I remember them.
Yeah, and I think you've teach them well, because they're also very good at writing both crushing ballads and up-tempo pop songs. So I think maybe they picked something up during the tour.
I think they would have survived without us as well.
Would you like to have a listen to one of their classics right now?
Absolutely, go ahead.
Daar gaat ze, en zoveel schoonheid heb ik nooit verdiend. Daar staat ze, en zoveel gratie heb ik nooit gezien.
What do you think?
I think it sounds great. I think he's got an amazing voice, really nice voice. you listen to him. I don't understand a word, but you listen to him.
Yeah, it's true, and it's when you understand the lyrics, it's heartbreaking. I can guarantee that. It's about a woman who's actually too beautiful for him, and he sings like, "There she goes. I know she won't stay with me for a very long time because everybody wants her, but I'm glad that she's here with me right now." So it's a heartbreaking song, but then they're also very good at up-tempo things. That's a completely different sound, but it works both. And that's something that only they and you have, I think.
Well, I think there's lots of bands or artists that have the capacity to do both things, but it's not that far away. I mean, from if you do up-tempo stuff or ballads or mid-tempo stuff, I mean, it's the same sort of thing. I mean, it's just different tempos. It's like, I think it's a style also where you come from. My roots are very much from the 60s and 70s songwriting style, and the music I listened to when I grew up was a a mishmash of everything from garage rock to Led Zeppelin to Tom Jones. It's like so many different genres that it was mixed together, or old 60s country music. I always loved country music from the 60s. So I mean, when you're a kid, you just absorb all these influences, and if you eventually start to write music yourself, out comes something new. It's really hard to reinvent the wheel, so I don't think you should bother thinking like that.
Okay, and you have your own new project as well, Monomind.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Well, we just released a new single, "All Over Your Body," just like 10 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going okay. It's a fun project. It started out basically because I wanted to do music without use. I wanted to sing, but I didn't want to sound like me. So I fooled around with the computer for 6 months and try to find a way to make me sound like someone else. And eventually it became like an electronica dance-oriented sort of thing. So I thought that it was a cool idea to release something anonymously. And so the first records we did was nobody knew it was me who was behind it. But nowadays I'm using different collaborators and different singers. And Helena Josephson, who's been with me on my Swedish stuff for many years, she's singing on the latest Monomind single. It's cool. It's fun to do different things. And
why did you choose to do that anonymously? Because you have a huge impact as yourself. Why would you not use that? Because
I think it's a lot of prejudice, especially when you've been around as long as I have. I mean, if I present a record, a Per Gessle record or a Roxette record, it's people make up their minds before they listen to it. If I release something anonymously, people have a much more open mind. But at the same time, just like you say, I mean, you have an open door if you have a brand or if you're famous. But I think it's sometimes it's fun to just do things and see what happens if you just release it.
Okay. Are you going to tour with Monomind after COVID and everything?
No, I don't think so, because it's not really. It's very electronic, very computerized music, and it's really hard to present them in a live situation.
I was thinking about a gorillas-like setup with the cartoons dancing.
Yeah, that's the closest thing I can think of as well. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. I think when I'm touring, I wanted to keep it a little bit more organic, because it's really fun to play with people for real and sing. I think there's something magic about that when you have a few people around and you just play music together. It's just cool.
Okay, one more question. In, let's say, 40 years, let's hope, you run into Marie when you hit the afterlife. What's the first thing you guys are going to do? Make new Roxette songs, go on tour in the afterlife with all the classics? Or do you say, we've done enough, I'm going to lie on a beach?
Oh, that's a tough one. I think the first thing Marie would say was, let's have a beer. She always said that. Let's have a beer. No, I don't. I think we had. It's very unfortunate what happened to Marie, but I'm very happy at the same time to have encountered her friendship and have had those amazing years together and that career that we built together. It's just it's sad that she got ill so early in life, and the last years were really tough for her. She was like an Amazon in a way. You know, I can't, looking back, I don't know how she made it to do all this touring. I mean, she toured between 2010 and 2015. I mean, the last show we did was early 16 in South Africa. And I don't know how she managed to do that, being that ill, but she did.
She did.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a hero. I hope you will see her again, but in 40 years or so, because I hope you will stick around quite some time. Thank you so much, Per, for this interview. All the best.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.